Live pictures of the oil spewing into the Gulf of Mexico. BP now concedes there is more oil pouring out of its damaged well. A month out, the Environmental Protection Agency has ordered BP to use a different dispersant on the oil slick, chemicals that are less toxic. CNN first reported about a chemical that could be used but has not so far.
We also have a second product now identified to use called CBRAT4, which we'll begin introducing into the process as well.
That's what BP said almost a week ago, but we found the CBRAT4 just sitting here in an industrial park outside of Houston, Texas. You're looking at it, almost 100,000 gallons of the less toxic dispersant. Guess who ordered it? BP did, on May 4th, almost 3 weeks ago.
Okay, and that was part of the discussion earlier today on American Morning with Massachusetts Congressman Ed Markey, whose subcommittee is looking into all of this.
You wrote a letter to the EPA Administrator Lisa Jackson earlier this week criticizing the use of Corexit. We learned that there has been another dispersant, tens of thousands of gallons of it, sitting just outside of a warehouse in Texas. There is toxicity to this Corexit that has now just really come to everyone's attention, although environmentalists were talking about it before. It is less effective than some of the other dispersants out there. On this issue of dispersant, should all of this have been known before they released even a bucket load of this stuff into the Gulf?
My belief is that we should have used the least toxic, most effective chemical right from the very beginning. Again, the problem, BP was allowed to make the initial decision. They should not have been allowed to make that decision. Now,
who should have seen to it? But who should have seen to it, Congressman, that they were not allowed to make that decision? Because now we have a month out, the EPA saying stop using it and start using this other one that you ordered 3 weeks ago. Why is that just happening now?
Well, there was an approved list of chemicals, but when I saw the chemicals that were on that list, I wrote a letter to the EPA. I asked them to create a new formula that did, in fact, ensure that it was the least toxic and most effective chemical. And as a result, they have now announced that BP only has 72 hours to come up with a new strategy for the dispersant, which they are going to use, and it will be something which is dramatically lower in terms of its toxicity.